That night, she left her security badge visible on the dresser. An accident, an opening. He could clone it, enter the facility, complete his mission, return to Pyongyang a hero. Instead, he made a decision that would change everything. The Korean Demilitarized Zone, 2.5 miles wide, 160 miles long. For 70 years, it has divided a peninsula, a people, and two vastly different worlds. But this is not just a story about division. This is a story about what happens when ideology collides with the most powerful force in human experience, love. His name was Kim Tae-hyun. For the North Korean government, he was agent codename Falcon. His mission was simple: infiltrate South Korea, gather intelligence, report back. Destroy if necessary. What happened instead would change two lives forever and nearly start a war. Kim Tae-hyun was born in 1975 in Pyongyang into a family classified as loyal by the Songbun system, North Korea's rigid social hierarchy. His grandfather had fought alongside Kim Il-sung. This bloodline was his golden ticket. At 18, Tae-hyun was selected for the Reconnaissance General Bureau, North Korea's elite foreign intelligence agency. Out of 500 candidates, only 12 were chosen.
Kim Tae-hyun!
For 5 years, he trained hand-to-hand combat, weapons, communications. Most importantly, how to become someone else. He learned to speak Seoul dialect Korean flawlessly. He memorized South Korean pop culture, fashion trends, even the taste of their food.
여기는 어디예요?
지하철역 에오디야? Where is here?
They don't just teach you facts. They teach you how to feel South Korean. You must believe you are one of them. Because the moment you hesitate, the moment your cover breaks, you're dead. In March 1998, Kim Tae-hyun ceased to exist. In his place emerged Park Min-ho, a 23-year-old businessman from Busan with a complete fabricated history, family records, even childhood photographs. He entered South Korea through China, carrying nothing but a briefcase and instructions that would determine his next decade. His target, Dr. Han Ji-won, age 32, quantum physicist, defense contractor, and according to Pyongyang, in possession of classified information that could shift the balance of power on the peninsula. Seoul in 1998 was a city transformed. The Olympics had put Korea on the world stage. Democracy had replaced dictatorship. For Kim Tae-hyun, now Park Min-ho, it was overwhelming. The wealth, the freedom, the noise. Everything he'd been taught about the suffering South was a lie. But he had a mission. Dr. Han Ji-won worked at the Korea Advanced Institute of Science and Technology. She was brilliant, dedicated, and according to intelligence reports, politically naive. The approach had to be natural. Spies call it a cold bump, engineering a meeting that seems like fate. It took 3 weeks of surveillance to learn her patterns. Every Tuesday she bought coffee at the same shop, read the same newspaper, sat in the same corner. Their first conversation lasted 8 minutes. She talked about her research in careful general terms. He talked about his import-export business, also carefully vague. Both were guarded, both were professional. But Tuesday became routine. 8 minutes became 30. Coffee became dinner. Tae-hyun told himself it was operational discipline, build rapport, establish trust, wait for her to lower her guard. But somewhere between their 5th meeting and their 15th, the mission became complicated by something he'd never trained for. He was starting to care. Every 3 weeks, Tae-hyun met with his handler, a woman known only as Songbird. She worked at the North Korean embassy under diplomatic cover. Progress? Slow. She's careful. I need more time. Pyongyang is not patient. You have 6 months. Get the research data or we'll implement the alternative protocol. The alternative protocol meant kidnapping, extracting Ji-won to the north by force. It had been done before. It would be done again. But now, 6 months into his operation, Tae-hyun was living a double life that was tearing him apart. She had opened up to him in ways she hadn't with anyone. Her dreams, her fears, her frustration with government bureaucracy that slowed her research, her guilt over her father's death when she was 14, guilt that drove her to succeed, to make him proud. He knew everything about her, her passwords, her routines, her vulnerabilities. He could complete his mission tomorrow, but he didn't. Instead, he fell deeper. They became lovers. She introduced him to her mother. He met her colleagues. He was building a real life with her, a life based entirely on lies. Intelligence officers are trained to compartmentalize, to separate the mission from emotion. But Tae-hyun was beginning to realize that some missions cost more than you can pay. 18 months into his operation, everything changed. She's been selected for the missile defense program. Full access. This is what we've been waiting for. You have 1 week. 1 week to steal classified missile defense research that could protect or threaten millions. 1 week to betray the woman he loved. They chose me. Can you believe it? 5 years I've been working toward this. I can finally make a real difference. She trusted him completely. That night she left her security badge visible on the dresser. An accident, an opening. He could clone it, enter the facility, complete his mission, return to Pyongyang a hero. Instead, he made a decision that would change everything. He wrote 2 letters that morning. The first was to Ji-won. The truth, all of it. Who he was, what he'd been sent to do, why he couldn't do it anymore. The second letter was addressed to the National Intelligence Service, South Korea's spy agency. At 6:47 a.m., he walked into a police station and said 5 words that would make international headlines. I am a North Korean agent.
I am a North Korean agent.
The defection of an active North Korean intelligence officer was unprecedented. The diplomatic fallout was immediate. North Korea denied everything, called him a traitor and a liar, issued death threats. His family in Pyongyang disappeared, almost certainly sent to prison camps. For 3 months, South Korean intelligence debriefed him. Every mission, every contact, every secret. He told them everything, except one thing. He never revealed that Ji-won had unknowingly been his target. That detail he buried. It was the last protection he could offer her. Ji-won was questioned, of course, investigated.
This photograph proves it.
No, that's not possible.
Security clearance suspended. For months, she didn't know if the man she'd loved was a complete fiction, or if any of it had been real, until his letter reached her. I hated him. I hated him so much I couldn't breathe. Everything was a lie. Our entire relationship, every word, every touch, every promise, it was all part of his mission. But then I read the letter again, and again, and I realized he walked away from everything, his country, his family, his entire identity. He chose prison here over success there, and he did it. He said he did it for me. Tae-hyun entered South Korea's defector protection program. A new name, a new identity, again. The irony wasn't lost on him. 2 years after his defection, Ji-won requested a meeting. Intelligence officials advised against it. She insisted. They sat in silence for 4 minutes. Then she spoke. I don't know if I can ever forgive you. I don't know if what we had was real or if you're just that good at lying. But I need you to know something. If you had gone through with it, if you had betrayed me and my country, I would have spent my life hunting you down. You chose differently. That's the only reason I'm here. Today, Kim Tae-hyun lives under a protected identity somewhere in South Korea. He's written a memoir published under a pseudonym that's become required reading at intelligence agencies worldwide. Dr. Han Ji-won continued her work in quantum physics. She never married. When asked about her famous connection to the North Korean defector, she declines to comment. Whether they remained in each other's lives, only they know. Some secrets, it seems, are worth keeping. The Korean DMZ remains. The ideologies remain. But somewhere in the space between nations, between duty and desire, between truth and deception, two people proved that even in the coldest of wars, the human heart can still surprise us. Sometimes love isn't the mission. Sometimes it's what saves us from it.